But you know what? Not every season of life is joyful, isn't it? And not everyone loves this particular season of the year. We've all had those seasons of lives where we've experienced the ups and the downs. At times, we're riding the crest of the wave of life. And everything is great. Your prayer life is strong. You feel strong in your faith. Your relationships are solid and good. You feel like everything is just great. And the other times, we're in the trough of life, where it seems like every decision you make is wrong. Every step that you take seems to be a struggle. Things are going on in your life that you just don't understand, and you don't like it. You just can't seem to get out of the mess. Have you ever noticed, very seldomly do we have that undisturbed middle ground? I mean, life is ups and downs. During this particular season of the year, many people experience the winter blues. SAD, seasonal affective disorder. I mean, I don't know about you, but when the sun goes down at 5:34 in the evening, I mean, I'm ready for bed at 6:30. 38% of people report increased levels of stress during this time of the year. If you already struggle with some form of depression, nearly 70% of people say that their depression worsens significantly. I mean, think of all the pressures that we have in our life, from fatigue, just from constantly being on the run, to the financial stresses of the holidays, to getting together with family members, and all the expectations and all the social pressures and everything that's going on in our world. I mean, it's easy for us to become overwhelmed. And have you ever noticed that the holiday season just seems to amplify the extremes? I mean, the good is really good, and the bad is really bad. This morning, I want to talk to someone out here who just feels like quitting. You just feel like throwing in the towel. I mean, have you been there? Maybe it's a relationship. And you just feel like throwing your hands up and saying, that's it, I'm done. I mean, you've tried and you've tried and you've tried. You've done everything that you know how to do, and it just seems like that relationship is not going to get back to the place where it needs to be. Or maybe you had a dream, and you thought that you could and that someday you would, and then all of a sudden you find that it just can't get off the ground. You're not going to be able to accomplish your dream. Or maybe it's a ministry. You feel that God has called you to a particular ministry, maybe even to start a ministry. And once again, you've given it your all, and it's not taking off. And you just want to throw your hands up, quit, and walk away. Or maybe it's one of your children. I mean, we don't want to throw in the towel or walk away from our children, but you've been praying for them. You've been praying earnestly that they'd come back to God, that they would know Jesus. And yet it seems like the more that you pray for them, the farther away from God that they get, and you just want to call it quits. Or maybe you struggle with an addiction. And you've been hanging tough for a long time. And then all of a sudden the temptation was too great, and now you find yourself backsliding. Or maybe you've just been praying for someone. And once again, it seems like the more that you pray, your prayers aren't being answered. Maybe it's just life in general. You know, you've been hanging on tight. And it just seems like life is just moving so fast and it's so overwhelming. You tried, and you prayed, and you believed, but you know what? Now you're just running on empty. You've got nothing else to give. You just want to quit. You just want to throw in the towel. I hope this Bible verse speaks to someone here this morning. The author of Hebrews in chapter 10 says this: "So do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded." You need to persevere. I mean, that's our value for this morning. You need to keep on keeping on. You need to keep on putting one foot in front of the other. You need to be pressing forward so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised. For in just a little while, He who is coming will come and will not delay. In just a little while. Just keep on persevering. Keep on pressing on, because in just a little while, He will return. Now, have you ever noticed God is rarely early, but He's never late? His timing is always perfect.